Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to Episode 3 of Ark'Z on the Ark of War channel. To celebrate Walker Week, today we're taking a deep dive into a Walker main account. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Server Lord and Server Boss of ZGL, DeRanged's account. Deranged, here we are. DeRanged87 if you want it proper. He's also the server lord, so we have access to this sweet interface that lets us give gifts and change the flag. So there's that. I haven't actually showed that before. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Walker main account. These are rare accounts, but don't kid yourself. With the Walker meta changing, with the oncoming elf defensive meta, the full metal counter to Rogers, and the offensive power of Pkwy, we are going to see more Walker accounts. And Deranged was one of those guys who started Walker, stayed Walker, and never strayed the path. So there's a couple of major elements to talk about in videos like this. You know, we want to know how many troops he has. We want to know what kind of gear he has. We want to know how far his research is. We want to know what his leadership is. And I'm going to start this now from moving forward. On these Ark'Z episodes, I'm going to end the video with an estimation of how much this account costs if you wanted to build it yourself, if you started yesterday, which isn't possible, but a rough idea of the real money value of these accounts, because I've got a big celebration coming for the 5,000 subscriber video. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000. At 5,000, something special happens. Okay, so let's dig in. I'm going to start with Let's start with the commanders. That way, we'll get that out of the way. Boom! Look at this lineup. Full metal on the far left here, right behind me. And look at that leadership. 70,000. Not a small amount. That's not a 10,000 leadership commander. A lot of commanders, you only need, 5 to 10,000 on them. You just use them for small skirmishes in galactic battle or capitals. 70,000 is a serious full metal. He could probably take down a 200k Rogers. Also, this is a T12 account. I don't know if I said that, so we'll get into that here in a second. He also runs an elf at 200,000 leadership. Look at that gear. Resistance weakened for the insurance, and then double EB for survival, fearless pants, more survival, armor of the tyrant. So she's definitely, vulnerable to Vega, but incredibly good against everyone else except Rogers and Vega. I mean, in a fair fight against everyone else in the game, she's going to be really good. But of course, when he does go against Vega, he has the best Walker counter to him in the game. A one-slot bust Pkwy. I found out that's how he plays this commander. Of course, he can full march it, but that's not really his gear setup. If you've watched yesterday's video and the day before, you'll hear me talking about how to build modern commanders and what's really going on in the meta. There are some things I disagree with about his gear choice, but you'll see it's all level 40, not level 45 or 50. So it's not incredibly expensive. It's not $50,000 worth of gear, but don't kid yourself. It's not less than 20. He's running invincible, which I like. A lot of HP, and it's got dodge. Commanders that don't run guaranteed hit would really suffer from this, or small guaranteed hit. So that extra dodge can really help survival, and frankly, defense is kind of useless because of what's going on with Vega right now. So I like Invincible. It's not a bad choice. It's 6 stats per level instead of 8 like Tyrant. So all around, this is decent if you can get some value out of that dodge. Magwell Pants, I typically disagree with. I like Fearless better on all the Tier 12 commanders except Pkwy, because his Sticky Bombs and Awakening skill actually does crit. So getting extra value out of these in a one-slot bust formation, you'll get more value out of Magwell. So I do like that choice. Double Titans, obviously. He does run a crit gem. Notice that for the crit wither. And he has double attack. So he's not running the new gems yet, which makes sense because Cassiopeia is a defensive gem, more for elf, not for a one-slot bust, low-risk Pkwy build for offense. So unfortunately, he's kind of being stuck behind in the older meta, as well as having the gift of the Valkyrie. The new helmet. It has crit wither on. It's a defensive helmet. This gift of the Valkyrie gives him more hit points for more tear space damage. So it is a better in-slot item for his specific build, which I don't necessarily think is the best way to play super late game. But I'm not a tier 12 account. I don't want to stick my main commander with 500,000 leadership in a base. And apparently he doesn't either. So, or maybe he does. I don't know. But it definitely looks like this is a glass cannon build. So 500,000 leadership on top of the 70,000 on full metal, the 200,000 on elf, and 30,000 on X, which in Walker gear, probably just kind of for fun. Maybe a tier 11 or tier 10 commander. And then Medusa. He's running a Never Sleeps Medusa, which is like Awaken nonstop. Now, he's running Dodge on her right now. I do want to dig around with Crit Wither and other Awakened stats. I don't know exactly what's out there. We'll dig into that later. But I think Medusa is still a hidden gem. I think if you run her like Nekajiro, Vega, and Medusa are all B commanders or lower, they have a lot of potential. Problem with Medusa, she's got all the guaranteed hit in the world. She just doesn't have the damage. But we'll get into that later. Okay, so we've got the commanders laid out. We know it's a Pictor main. We know he's got level 40 gear. We know he plays glass cannon. We know he's a Walker commander. Let's talk research. Let's go to research. Okay. Research Lab 22, of course, currently working on Hyperspace Walker level 9. Of course, all of his other stuff, all the early stuff is maxed. Actually, he doesn't have the Dragons and Reapers or the Champions. So he didn't get the tier 8 for Vanity. I mean, that's just an economical choice. Development's maxed. And then advanced development, he has nothing in nuclear battery. And that's because he has no need for electricity or gas production. He doesn't have big data investment, which surprises me because, I mean, it's just a free way to level up during the Gain Power event, and having cash income is important. Cash is harder to get. His auto collector's low, which means he probably is not too interested in focusing on farming, and his other stuff is pretty low too. So, I mean, for someone that spent this amount of unlimited crystals, he probably could spend a little more time in here, or maybe he's just been focusing all of his time on advanced battle research. Could be that too. But those are not really PvP oriented things anyway, just kind of curious. Okay, so he has 5 in accuracy, 5 in airship, or 5 in infantry, 5 in airship, just to unlock the tier 9 here. And then from here on, he did grab tier 9 infantry, walker, and airships. He got advanced infantry to 5 and airship to 5. That's the bare minimum to unlock tier 10. But at tier 10, he did not grab Cronus. He did not grab Sirius. I want to point out he has level 8 on the Walker accuracy. So Pictor is a guaranteed hit skill commander. That's not that important. I could see why he wouldn't want to go any higher. And frankly, these things are expensive. 11,000 crystals. What is that, like $800 in unlimited crystals alone? He doesn't need 20% accuracy for $800. But these super late game research do really cost a tremendous amount of money. I don't have the number with me. Soon we will have the exact number for all the research and what it takes to get here. But you can see 40,000 unlimited crystal there, 55,000 for there. He's currently working on Hyperspace Walker level 9, so he's already into this one still. I'm guessing research alone, oof, we're deep. We're not totally maxed out. We're not like 100K into it, but I think we're into the 30s and 50s. We'll get there at the end. Okay, so he's pure Walker all the way down. So if you didn't see that, look at that. Nothing above and below. Pure Walker all the way down from tier 10 up. So that leaves us to troops. Troops? Is that right? Okay, troops. That's it. What do we got to fill the slots? Well, we know he's got tier 12. We saw the Void Skater there. Was it Void Skater? Oh, gosh, let me check that one more time just so I got this right going into it. And a Void Skater, right. So, okay, what do we got in the coffers? So for those of you that don't know, the value of an account early on in this game isn't really determined by the troops you have. You get troops by farming them and building them. No one's really spending money on resources. And you get a ton of resources during events. And people just build the troops as the resources come along. When you get tier 12 and you're a boss commander on your server, your guild's supposed to funnel resources to those tier 12 players because they've literally poured in more money than 90% of the guild combined. And they have the big army that fights in the big wars when it really comes down to getting deep into the playoffs. So that's what we're interested in. How big is the troop count? Now, you look at the power here. It looks like the ZGL and CNL are probably at war with CNL here. And they have the biggest player here with this fella. I don't know his name. Clever's there. Hey, how's it going, Clever? Big fan. And then DeRanged is the guild leader, but not the highest power. So even at 181 million, he's still behind the 285 million player. And, you know, you see commanders or accounts like Bingos and 66 who are into the billions, like they actually got to a billion. That is absolutely absurd. Getting 100 million is ridiculous. Over 200 million is like, okay, you're into this game 30 to 50,000 real dollars. That's how you get there. We also have a free release, so let's throw the release out there at the end of this video. If you have any guesses as to who it might be, put it in the comments below. Remember, we're keeping score because we have a raffle coming up. You're going to be able to count in or cash in all those points or extra entries into the raffle to win a special unique prize. So get the commander you think's coming out of the Warp Gate in mind. Put it in the comments below. Remember, this is the honor system. I trust you guys. I'm going to ask you guys when the raffle comes how many points you have, so don't lie. Okay, we'll do that in the end, and then let's go look at the army. So we'll go right into the barracks, the new barracks here. And we've got Planeswalkers being built. So he's building tier 11 right now. That's interesting. It's a buy one, get one troop event. And I guess tier 11 is good to have for SWE insurance, but not, I mean, even with SWE insurance, tier 12 is so freaking good. I'm sure there's a better explanation of that. Remember, Deranged, this is his account. He'll watch this video. He'll put comments below in a YouTube comment, and I will super like the comment. So he'll answer any of the questions I didn't answer, or he'll fill into any data. For anyone that's wondering what it's like to have a super late game account, check the comments below for his comment. And then, of course, if you have any questions for him, put in the comments below. He'll respond to them, or other Walker mains may as well. And plus, it's good for the channel. And yeah, so while you're at it, put an upvote on the video, or a like. Smash like. That helps. Okay, let's make this the most liked Ark'Z episode of all time. All right, stop talking. Here we go. We are at exactly 1 million tier 1 Yeti. So he's not artificially inflating his power. He's got 1 million or 100,000 tier 2 walkers. So nothing crazy there. He has 6,200 or 6,600 mantis. So I wonder if this is tier 5 and he does this on the guild mobilization event on the weekend. That's maybe why he has so much of that. His rhinos and bastions he's killed off or zeroed off intentionally. He's still got some Gaias, and he hasn't evolved to Rheas. Maybe he's just waiting to evolve them. It's free to evolve from Gaia to Rhea. You may as well, if you ever do use them. But he's got 3,500 tier 12. Let's stop skating around the issue and talk about the Void Skaters. 3,500. Now, a lot of people have no idea how many 3,500 walkers is, how many slots that fills, how many goes into that slot. I'm going to give you the breakdown of it real easily. He's got a 500,000 leadership commander. This is his Pictor. We are going to autofill these slots. We're going to fill that one with Rangers, so we have extra troops to roll around. We're going to autofill those. We're going to have 866 there. Plus, we've got an extra 953 total. So every slot is 866 troops for a 520,000 leadership commander. Now, I was doing some math with Ridiculous Badger the other night. Still working on this prototype, this concept. But as a general rule, if you buy resources at buy one, get one, and you build troops at buy one, get one, remember there's 2 events there, then if you have a 1.7 million leadership commander, your entire army is worth 50,000 per slot, or roughly $300,000. So this is not a 1.7 million leadership account. This is about a third of that. And he does not have 5 slots full of tier 12 or 6 slots full of tier 12. He has 4 slots full of tier 12. So instead of this being a $200,000 army, it's 1/3 of that. So it's about a $70,000 tier 12 army. If you had to go out and buy the resources during the best events, during the best time, you would have had to pay $70,000 for this. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Melt, he's a tier 12 account, and you were saying that people on his guild send him resources. Yes, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they send him millions and millions and millions, and probably tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. And you guys are amazing guildmates for doing that, helping those tier 12 accounts, really keeping them in the game and giving them the opportunity to fight with the troops and the research they have. But just know, the amount of resources to fill up an entire army, to actually have 1.7 million leadership and fill it full of tier 12, just the gold alone is in the billions. And I don't have the math on hand, and I'm going to do this a little more eloquently later on, but just know it would take 1,800 accounts to donate their entire 3rd year anniversary 600 units of 1.2 million food and parts. So if you had 1,800 accounts and they all cashed in their 2-year token and they all bought 150 million food, 150 million parts celebration chests during this event, you would be able to buy all of those troops for free. But you can imagine he does not have 1,800 guild members. He has probably 80, and he's not the only tier 12 account in his guild. So nobody's getting a full 1.7 million leadership army for free. That's just that. I think that pretty much covers that troop cost. $70,000. That's what it costs to build it. If I had to guess what he spent on buy one get one, I don't know. I don't want to ask. It's none of my business. If I had to estimate, probably $20,000 to $30,000 over the years. I feel like bad saying that, but I don't, because I don't know for sure. Maybe he's got a trick. Maybe he's found a way. Maybe he'll tell us in the comments below. You can see what he's bought so far. I probably shouldn't be showing that off. Those are the celebration chests in there. I probably should show that so people know what I'm talking about if they're just scratching their head saying, what is he talking about? These are the chests here, the food and parts one. If you had 1,800 accounts, buy this and send all the resources to him. That would be enough. But let's talk about the total value of this account. And then while we're talking, we'll take Pkwy out and let him run some ace. Who needs the points? Let's give... Oh, Clever got beat. Should we refresh? Yeah, we're going to refresh. Sorry, bud. And then we'll do the release at the end. So let's go Justin. Justin Badass? Could be him. Okay. Starting at the bottom. As far as the research is concerned, I don't know for certain, but I would estimate he's got about 30,000 into it, minimum. Minimum. Just because of the unlimited crystal alone. It's at best $1,500 per $100. There is ways to exploit and get a bunch of pure crystal and shadow matter and cash and get your own unlimited crystal. Ridiculous Badger has done that successfully recently. Check out his YouTube channel. It should be in the link below. As far as gear is concerned, I'm guessing he's into his gear 20 to 40,000. All that level 30, level 40 gear. That seems like a pretty fair estimate. As far as his leadership is concerned, he has 900,000 total leadership. If you bought the magazines and added them during the Add Leadership Success event, he's got about 20 to 25,000 worth of leadership there. 1 million leadership is roughly $30,000. He's got 900,000. 25,000 is a fair estimate. Magazines aren't that easy to farm. Frankly, you just got to buy them. They don't give out that many during events. Not into the millions, or 100,000s, if you will. And to top that off, we have the troops. Out of $70,000 worth of troops. What was that? About 70, we said. So in total, I think this account is about $140,000. This is the most expensive game of all time. There's a whole new generation of people just spending money on entertainment in different ways. Very creative ways that our parents had no idea about. Anyway, so this Rogers fight is going pretty poorly. We weren't able to get him dead before the immunity went off, so let's see what happens. We should break through. There we go. We did all right. Remember, this is a glass cannon build, so he's doing good for someone who doesn't want to be taking hits. I really don't like those Magiwell pants, but here's a... as far as gems are concerned, he was using Taurus, Gemini, and Leo, and those are really good gems for him because he needs that... Oh, wow, good shot. And there's that sticky bomb. So those of you that don't know, ooh, man, those sticky bombs. It would be amazing if they trigger twice. Of course, that'd be too powerful. But I haven't done the Pkwy breakdown. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Watch the videos before this one if you want to know more about Pkwy. I talk about a fireside chat where I just go off the rails about the Walker meta. But, man, he's crushing through. I feel like I want to cut this off to wrap the video up and do the release commander. Remember, we got to figure out what commander is coming out of the warp gate right now. You got to tell me what you think in the comments below. Take a second while it finally lets me speed up, and we'll see if we can't guess the right commander again together. All right, that Vega just got crushed. Man, I don't know what gear Justin had on, but that was very, very impressive. The Walker commander meta is coming back. This was a great account to show off and just celebrate Walker Week. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's finish this video off. We'll call it a night. And do you know who it's going to be? Think about it. Today's going to be the day. It's a big day. Today is the day for my man, the one and only Kakarot. Oh, Luna. Where were you 3 weeks ago, Luna? All right. I hope you guessed right. If you did, put it in the comments below. Remember, tally those points up. You guys think these are wasted, useless points. I'm telling you, they're worth something. Soon. We're working on that. A lot of stuff going on the channel. Thanks for telling your guildmates about the channel, guys. We are so close to 5,000. I appreciate you guys hanging around watching these videos. I hope you enjoy these. I'm trying to mix in content. I'm doing the meme reviews. I'm doing the Ark'Z episodes. I'm doing the breakdown videos. I'm doing the fireside chat. I'm really enjoying that content. I hope you guys are too. I appreciate your feedback. Yeah, that's the end. My name is Melt. Thanks to ZGL and DeRanged for letting us see their account. And if you want to be featured on an episode of Ark'Z, message me online. I try to do them 2 to 3 weeks apart, so if you message me tomorrow, I probably am going to have to queue you up for a few days. But hit me up in a week or two. Let me know what you want to do and what you got and what people might be interested in, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Bye.